What's up guys, this is Jay and welcome to a 862 10-man hero Dryad Forest. So there are two main differences between the 10-man normal and hero version. The first is the random 3k damage from normal mode is now 4k damage, plus whoever it hits gets poisoned with a damage over time effect. 2 people will be smacked with this poison, and it can be removed by an archer, rogue, or guardian. But a bard is highly recommended because they have an AoE Purify skill. You see right here, my group member just got smacked with the poison spike. If you get hit by it, you should scroll immediately. If you don't have a bard, then you're just gonna have to remove it yourself if you're one of those 3 classes. It is possible to do this without a bard, but you're just gonna have to use more scrolls and more potions to heal through that poison. Now the second main difference are the fairies. They're actually called spores in the game, but I will be calling them fairies because it's easier to say. For the first phase, they will always spawn after the ad spawns. Regardless if the ad dies or not, they will spawn. So you want to make sure you kill the ad as fast as possible. Ideally, if you have enough damage, the fairies should spawn after the ad dies. The marked raid members should move to their correct positions as fast as possible. The raid leader should put the red X marker on the back left corner and the blue cross on the right back corner. There are 2 cues that tell you if the fairy is on you or not. The first is you will hear a ding sound, the same sound you will hear if you pulled aggro from a mob. The second cue is that you'll see a giant mark on top of your head. It's either going to be blue or red. If it's red, run to the red X. If it's blue, run to the blue cross. A good tip is to always assume that the fairies will spawn on you. Because if it is you and you're too slow, you could kill all your ranged DPS, you could kill all your melee DPS, you could kill the tanks. You can fuck up the entire raid. Which is why the 10-man hero raid is a test of DPS and competence. If your DPS is in full Dunderous gear, they should be able to hit at least 1.5k DPS. If they can't, they either have the wrong skills or the wrong rotation. It really isn't worth the time you're gonna waste by wiping, by trying to carry these people, because in future raids, they're still not gonna have the right rotations, and guess what? You're gonna have to carry them again and waste your own time. This is a hard fact, but you should not bring laggers to this raid. It doesn't matter if they have a shitty PC or they have shitty internet. Don't bring them. If you do, you are putting yourself and your other raid members at risk. You're betting on the chance that the fairies might not spawn on them, and that they might not lag at the wrong time. Well, if they do, and they will, it's gonna wipe the raid, and it's gonna be your fault for inviting them. Like I said before, this is a test of competence. If a raid member doesn't have any of these lag issues, and their DPS is okay, but they keep dying to simple stuff like the boss's rotational AoE, the melee AoE, or like just failing to move out of the way from the ad AoEs, or failing to dodge the fairies. I mean, it's a test of competence. They're not competent enough to pay attention and do the right thing. You should not invite these people. Quite literally, the normal mode and hero mode is exactly the same except for the poison spikes and the fairies. And second phase is at 3.5 million HP, which we are about to hit. Same as the normal mode, people will be rooted at second phase. You want to kill the roots as fast as possible and be ready for the seeds. You always want to move back to the center position, because if everyone stays on one side and when the seeds hit, all 3 people are going to try and run to the same wall and they're going to kill each other, which is why it's important to run back to the center position. You want to prioritize the first seeds on the left and right wall before heading to the back. You do not ever want to put the seed in the middle or in the cross or the X, because that's where people need to run to avoid the fairies. The fairies will always spawn after the seeds, so be ready for them. Even if you were one of the guys with the seeds, they can still spawn on you, so be quick about it and move to the correct position. Like I've said in my 10-man normal guide, the melee AoE is not random. For the first phase, when the ad dies, you don't want to jump back to the boss immediately. You want to wait for the fairy to spawn, because it could be you and the boss is about to do the melee AoE, so you could be smacked right at the boss and the fairy's gonna come at you, and you're gonna kill the tank. Just like the first phase, the boss will always do his melee AoE after the seeds. So after you put down your seed, you don't want to charge back at the boss immediately. You want to see if the fairy's on you, because if it is, and you charge back at the boss, guess what? You're gonna kill people. That is quite literally it for 10-man hero. It is, again, a test of DPS and competence. By the way, if you are wondering what the triangle and purple square is for, the triangle is for the first two ad, because the first ad is the healing ad, and the second ad is the attack buff ad. The third ad and the fourth ad are the debuff ads, the third being the defenseless ad, and the fourth being the AoE poison ad, which means you want them further away from the group, which is why you pull those to the purple square. Thank you guys for watching, and have fun doing your raids, either by wiping or by doing them successfully. Jay, signing out.
Come on, give me my sword. Yes, I got loot on boss first time in how long?